Okay, so level 4s are identifying and determining arithmetic sequences in sigma notation. So what we want to do is basically sigma notation is the sum of a certain amount of terms. So like if we're given the first 10 terms, or I'm going to use 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 again. But if you're given that sequence or that series, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, okay. If you're given those are the first 7 terms, and I want to find the sum of those 7 terms, I could add those all up, but that's going to take a long time. So here's a shortcut on how to do that. So instead of adding them all up by hand, because I could ask you for the sum of the first 100 terms. I don't think I'd ever do that, but in case I do, here's a shortcut. So in number 10, it says find the sum of the first 10 terms given a sub n, so this is the rule, is 3n plus 2. Well, up in the box gives you a little hint here. Okay, what this means is that this one on the bottom tells you that you're starting from the first term. This n on top tells you where to stop. So the first term, the fifth term, the eighth term, whatever it is. Okay, this n is the number of terms you're adding. So if you're going from 9 to 1 or 1 to 9, that's going to be 9 terms. If you're going from 0 to 10 or from 10 to 2, that's different. Okay, so we're going to talk about that too. And then a sub 1, you're familiar with that. That's your first term. And a sub n, that's the stopping term. Okay, so in this one, it says the first 10 terms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my sigma. It's kind of like an E. I'm going to write my rule. Okay, and then on the bottom, it's going to start from the 1 because it's going to start with the first 10 terms. And then it's going to go to 10 on the top. Okay, so that means I'm going to find the first 10 terms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10 is going to be 10 terms. So I'm going to have 10 over 2. This is for the sum. Okay, equals your first term. So in order to get your first term, I'm just going to plug in 1 for n. So 3 times 1 plus 2 is going to be 5. And then your last term, so a sub 10. So 3 times 10 plus 2 is going to equal 32. Okay, so again, you're just going to go ahead and put this in your calculator. So 3 plus 32 is 37. I'm sorry, 5 plus 32 is 37. And then you're just going to multiply this and you'll get, let's see, 5, 3, 2, 15, 185, I believe. Let's just check. 37. 185, yep. So the sum of the first 10 terms in the sequence is going to be 185. Okay, last one in number 11. Here you've got the rule. You're going to start at the first term. You're going to go to the fifth term. So I need to find the first term. So I'll put in negative 2 times 1 minus 1, and that's going to be negative 3. And the fifth term, because that's my last term, that's where I'm stopping. That's to be negative 11. So there are 5 terms in between 1 and 5. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it'll be 5 over 2 times your first term plus your second term, which is going to equal negative 35. Okay? Alright, so those are level 4s. Good job for getting here, and let me know if you have any questions.